Hey, everybody. I hope you're all doing great. Today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about anti-heroes. And I want you to think about, as I'm talking about this, about how Grendel is an anti-hero in the novel Grendel. Okay, so here's a nice definition of it. Okay, anti-hero is a literary device used by writers for a prominent character in a play or book that has characteristics opposite to that of a conventional hero. So we're thinking conventional heroes are like Odysseus or Beowulf or Rama. Those could be considered conventional heroes. Also, part of the definition, the protagonist is generally admired for his bravery, strength, charm, ingenuity, etc., while an anti hero is typically clumsy, unsolicited, and unskilled and has both good and bad qualities. So, we're thinking of our heroes in the literature we've read: Atticus Finch, we've got Odysseus. Those could be considered heroes. While Grendel definitely fits the anti-hero qualities. He is clumsy, he's unskilled, he does have good and bad qualities. So those are just a couple things to think about. Here are some examples of anti-heroes, okay? The function of an anti-hero, he can serve a great purpose if used skillfully, brings the spice and flavor to a script that an ordinary hero villain cannot. Okay, a lot of times there's the hero villain dichotomy where the hero is all good and the villain is all bad, but an anti-hero kind of has a little charm to him or her. Some of us might actually like the anti-heroes and be like, wait, they have some good qualities. That's part of the anti-hero purpose. The anti-hero can be used to represent many things at the same time, such as social flaws, human frailties, political culture. And our anti-hero is usually given the most prominent role after the protagonist in many stories. Grendel's a little bit different because Grendel is our protagonist. But if you looked at the story in general, Beowulf and Grendel are the two most popular characters in this whole storyline. The anti-hero represents a combination of good and evil. Just like us, we are not totally good, we are not totally evil. That is the same with anti-heroes. They are neither one nor the other. They're a little bit of both. I would lean towards them being a little more evil than good. There's not a total balance there, but they do have some good sides. They're not 100% evil. Anti-heroes also show the real human nature by showing extremes, okay? It's the extreme of a situation and how people would act in it. Our anti-hero has flaws, but they still hold fast to their nature, okay? Um, I like this next part here. When we as a modern audience are presented with a character that is overly righteous and upright, like they're absolutely perfect, we find it too good to be true. We're like, really? Seriously? Nobody's that good. We're skeptical of almost everything. Suffering and sorrow are a part of human life. That's sad, but it is true. So we relate better to a character that has suffered through life and has both good and bad sides than a character that is only seen doing good, because that gets a little annoying. We have to be honest with ourselves. Like a character that's totally good and wonderful, I'm like, enough. It's good to see both the good and the bad of the characters because that's what we are too. We are not perfect and neither are characters, okay? I'm going to show you a couple of examples of popular anti-heroes in popular culture. Dexter Morgan from the Dexter series. Okay. He is a blood splatter analyst for the Miami Police Department, kind and loving father, friend and husband, a little antisocial personality that makes him murder criminals. Okay. So it's the idea that he's a good guy, but he's got this bad side. Yes, it's an extreme bad, but he also has good sides too. Okay. He didn't become a serial killer to rid society of crime. He did it because he took pleasure in it. Okay. But in this, it's a good example of a modern anti hero. And it's a very popular series, probably because people like seeing the good and the bad of him. Gollum could be considered an anti hero as well. Excuse me. He struggles, okay, just like human beings struggle. We struggle between good and evil. And the good side of him is he's a loyal servant. The dark side is he's got this greed about him, okay, and he does evil things. So he can definitely be an anti hero. All right. Here's a couple of other examples. All right. Most anti heroes are male. Okay, most anti-heroes are male, but there's a couple on here that I think can definitely fit, a couple of modern anti-heroes. So take a look at these, see what you think, if you're familiar with these movies, but I think all of them can definitely be considered anti-heroes, okay? This is from last year. So one of my students suggested that these guys could be anti-heroes, absolutely. And then I was thinking there's a really popular Netflix series out right now, Tiger King. I don't know. Joe Exotic, he might be considered an anti-hero if you've watched the series, okay? This is a link here that shows the 25 greatest anti-heroes of all time, and I'm going to apologize ahead of time because there are so many ads that pop up on here. So you might recognize some of these from some of the movies, okay? But these are some very popular anti-heroes that have shown up in movies over the years. So if you've liked any of these, you might have liked an anti-hero, okay? And again, like I mentioned, most of these are male. Most of the anti-heroes I've encountered are male, okay? Seen a couple of them female though. Oscar Schindler, and he's a real life person as well. He passed away many years ago. All right, we've got a few more. And again, Mark Zuckerberg, again, real life person. In the film, he's portrayed as an anti-hero. Scarface, Dirty Harry. Now we're gonna get to our top couple ones. Captain Jack Sparrow, if you like Pirates of the Caribbean, he is definitely an anti-hero. He definitely fits that category. Rambo, Citizen Kane, a great movie. If you've never seen it, watch it. It's phenomenal. Clockwork Orange, yep, great book, great movie. A little disturbing though. The Godfather series, absolutely. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, again, excellent book and movie, and Taxi Driver. So those could all be considered anti-heroes. So I want you to think about, how could Grendel be considered an anti-hero? What qualities does he have that shows he's an anti-hero? Think about these ideas, all right? What does he have? Okay, what does he represent? What are the social flaws, his frailties? Okay, how does he have good and evil? How does he have flaws but hold fast to his nature? Okay. How is he clumsy? How is he unskilled? How does he have good and bad qualities? So keep these in mind for anti-hero. And I want you to think about how our character Grendel definitely fits that anti-hero role. Take care, everybody.